Silence is one of the most misunderstood forms of power. Most people believe power comes from talking more, explaining more, proving more. But psychology tells a very different story. The people who are respected the most are often the ones who speak the least. Not because they are weak, but because they are controlled. Let me explain. When you talk too much, you give people access to your emotions, your fears, your intentions, your insecurities. And once people can read you easily, they stop respecting you. Silence does the opposite. Silence creates uncertainty, and uncertainty creates authority. Think about it. When someone reacts immediately, argues, or defends themselves, they look predictable. But when someone stays calm, doesn't rush to respond, doesn't explain every move, people start watching them more closely because the human brain fears what it cannot read. Psychology calls this the power of ambiguity. When people don't know what you're thinking, they assume strength, not weakness. Here's a hard truth most people never hear. The more you explain yourself, the less powerful you appear, because confident people don't feel the need to justify their existence. Silence sends a message without words. It says, I'm not threatened. I don't need approval. I'm in control, and control is respect. Notice this pattern. People interrupt those they don't respect. They ignore those they don't value. They test those they think are weak. But they are careful around quiet people because silence forces them to think. Understand this clearly. Silence is not being shy. Silence is not fear. Silence is discipline. It's choosing not to react, not to argue, not to chase validation. Most people talk because they're uncomfortable with silence. Silence makes them anxious. It exposes their insecurity. So when you're comfortable being silent, you already have an advantage. Here's another psychological truth. People respect those who can walk away emotionally. When you don't chase conversations, don't over-text, don't over-explain, you signal abundance. And abundance attracts respect. Think about the last time you stopped explaining yourself. You didn't argue. You didn't defend. You didn't react. You felt lighter. That's because power feels calm. Desperation feels loud. Silence also protects you. When you speak less, people have less to use against you. Less drama, less manipulation, less regret. That's why strategic people observe first and speak last. Let me say this clearly. You don't lose power by being silent. You lose power by reacting emotionally. The moment you stop trying to be understood by everyone, you become respected by the right people. Because not everyone deserves access to your thoughts. Silence is not empty. It's loaded with confidence, with self-respect, with control. So next time you feel the urge to explain yourself, pause. Next time you want to react, breathe. Next time someone tries to provoke you, let silence answer. Because silence doesn't argue. Silence observes. Silence waits. Silence wins.